This is how we start a live when you are on your own and you don't have a clue how to get the intro on. Here we are, 5 o'clock, everyone. Uh, Good evening, Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, all of you across the country. Yeah, 5 o'clock Pacific time. It is now 8 o'clock Eastern time zone. So we have lots of really happy Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club member, sitting after dinner in the Eastern time zone, waiting for our daily show because now we are now day 9 of a 12-day stretch every night hosting a winemaker, winery owner, executive, or who else it can be. But tonight we have a fantastic show. I am so thrilled to be on again with someone that I think it's like just one of the most genuine person in the wine industry. Someone who was born and raised in the wine industry. She gets it. She knows the industry in and out. But she is the softest, the kindest person. It's one of my favorite person in the wine industry. I'm going to be joined by Christa-Lee McWatters from the Times family of wine, because Times is one of our Carl's Cellar partner, one of the 11 wineries that we have a current offer, a live offer that we are featuring right now on Carl's Cellar. So Times family of wine, who have reignited the label of Kronos this year. So the rebrand, the new format of Times family of wine, we now involve Evolve Cellar, Kronos, McWatters Collection, Times Winery, so all of that under the same umbrella. So we're going to have a great show, a great conversation. I believe that Christa-Lee is now waiting for me in the green zone. She is. Yes, she is waiting for me in the green zone. We're going to bring her in a few seconds, Christa-Lee. I have not forgot about you. I'm bringing you in at the very moment. There you go. Head to the stream. Christa-Lee's on. There you go.
Hi, Carl. How are you?
Good evening. How's it going?
Good. Yeah, things are great.
You know what? It's such an amazing stretch for me just to be sitting here every night, connecting with different personality of the wine business. It's just been so gratifying, and I just feel like bringing all of you guys to the membership. It brings so much to our connection. So we're really happy, and thank you for taking some time out of your Friday night to spend time with us here. Thank you so much.
You know, there's going to be wine in my glass anyway, so it's nice to be able to share it with all of the listeners and the viewers, right?
You know what? Let me guess here. Let me guess. I can hear bubbly. I can hear bubble in your glass. Can I?
What? Shockingly, no.
What?
Not yet.
What? I told Mira, I said, I wonder which bubble she's gonna have in her glass tonight. Mira, I said, I bet she's gonna have Evolve Rosé. I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna go with Kronos.
Right here, of course, right? Never far from me. So
exactly. If it's not in the glass, the bottle is not far from the glass, right?
Exactly.
I'm running solo tonight. You know why? Yeah. So our middle boy, he's 7 years old, and he's an entrepreneur. He wants to run his own business. So, he made me purchase him a booth at the KVR, at the Kettle Valley Railroad Winter Market. And he made himself in the last couple of weeks, or maybe about a month, like 200 Christmas cards. And he's selling his art at the KVR. He did that last night and tonight. So Mira, obviously, I think he needs an adult to oversee the whole future family business. So Mira's out there. And yeah, so I'm here running solo. So that's why there was no fancy intro or no anything. Like, boom, we start.
There you go. Well,
There
you
you
did a
go.
great job.
Well, I think I should be able to survive, right? For an hour or so. I should be okay.
How much
I
trouble
have,
in an
yeah,
hour, right?
I have here in my glass, I am with the Memento tonight. So I have the
Ah,
Evolve Memento
mhm.
because I thought personally, at in terms of value and quality of red, this is pretty hard to beat. Oh my God. Like the flavor profile is just like, I can see that wine to be a crowd favorite for the holidays.
Yeah, it's done really well for us. And we just released it in July. Oh, where are we now? What month is it? It's been a blur,
Ah,
right?
guess what? I don't tell anyone, but it's December.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's like a couple of weeks away. Like for ling 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 ling. Like
Uh,
we're starting. If you go out, like you can hear the Christmas music.
well, you definitely can. We live on a street. I'm actually doing it from home tonight, joining you. And we live on a street that the decorations are insane. So it's nonstop traffic on our cul-de-sac at the moment because people are looking at all of the lights. And I'm like, why is there so much traffic on our cul-de-sac? But they're just looking at the lights. So they're getting
So
into
are you still in? You're in Summerland, right?
yeah, yes, yeah.
So we because the kids are going to school in Summerland, we're in West Kelowna, and in Trout Creek, there's a crazy bunch for Halloween. That's where we went for Halloween. We took the kids from West Kelowna all the way to Trout Creek because they
Exactly.
are a crazy bunch out there.
Yes, I live there too. My best friend lives down there, so we usually spend Halloween with her because yeah, it's like no other for sure.
There's no shortage of little stand, like people are cooking on the street, and like that haunted house that these people put. It's absolutely nuts.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah. On Summerland, we like to get into the spirit of every holiday. So
I know, it's absolutely fantastic. But talking about spirit, talking about tradition, uh, talking about culture. When we talk about your name, when you talk about McWatter, we always talk about history, always talk about what's behind you, and you have to carry that culture with you, and you have to carry the name. And I would like to start just for a quick little 5 minutes because I feel like if I'm asking you to tell that story so many times, and now I kind of feel guilty, but the membership is growing so fast that now we always have new people to introduce you to. But McWatter is a name when we're talking about the BC wine industry resonate to a lot of people. And yes, you are Christa-Lee. You are the daughter of Harry. And can you please tell us a little bit about what the McWatter family brought, or how did they brought the BC wine industry alive?
well, it's definitely not one person. And my dad would have said the exact same thing, as there was luckily a small group of dedicated entrepreneurs. So you never know, your son may be one of those, right? So they really got together and you know, love the industry and love what they were doing and very passionate about it. And yeah, we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for all of that hard work that they did blazing those trails. But I am lucky enough to have grown up in a wine family, and I don't know anything else. I made my first wine when I was 9, and we literally grew up at the wineries. So we had Sumac Ridge. We started in 1979. We purchased a golf course, tore out 2.5 fairways, and planted grapes. And I'll say child labor was alive and well in our health. We wouldn't start packaging on the bottling line until school got out. So it was our family and the Schmidt's family, and some people may know that name as well because they're very much still in the industry. Alan Schmidt is the general manager of Vineland in Niagara, and Brian, his younger brother, is who I made my first wine with. We started together, is the winemaker and has been for years at Vineland, and they just do a fantastic job out there. But really it was, until school got out, we'd all come there and start bottling, and then one of the mums would take us home, and the dads would continue on into the night. So we grew up with a winery. We've had a lot of a lot of firsts, luckily. My dad was definitely that pioneering spirit, and that, we're the first winery to produce a varietal Chardonnay in British Columbia. We were the first winery to make traditional sparkling with the Stellar's J. Brut. We're the first to do a port style wine, the first to do, oh gosh, so many different things. So my dad was the founding chair of the British Columbia Wine Institute. He was part of the group that started the Okanagan Wine Festival now 41 years ago. The founding chair of the British Columbia Hospitality Foundation, the Canadian Vintners Association. So lots of different organizations that are all around food and wine and hospitality. But our background is we planted our Black Sage vineyard down in Oliver in 1993. And when we planted, it was the single largest planting in all of Canada at that time. It's now obviously been dwarfed since then, but at that time, and we planted 85% red varietals, and people thought we were insane. They said, you can't grow Merlot in the Okanagan, or you can't grow Cab. And we said, well, we think you can, so we're going to take a chance. And hindsight's a wonderful thing. We wish we'd bought 10 times more land. At that time, even, it was a huge risk with such a large piece of property and not really knowing what it would give us. And, we paid a whopping $2,300 an acre and then planted the vineyard, which, just to give people a perspective, right now the prices are absolutely insane. And I saw a vineyard last week that was asking $400,000 an acre. So I don't know how that's going to work, but
the math are hard to make, right? At the end of the day, it's like, okay, if I buy that, how much do I have to sell the bottle if I want to have my money worth in 25 or 30 years,
Exactly.
Wow.
So lots of changes. And then for us, we had both Sumac Ridge and See You Later Ranch, actually it was Hawthorne Mountain Vineyards at the time. And we sold both wineries and half of the vineyard to Vincor at the time. It's now Arterra. And we all continued to work with the company still. My dad stayed till 2008. I stayed till 2010. My sister, who's our operations manager, she stayed until 2013. And as we slowly exited the business, we just stopped selling our portion of the vineyard fruit to them. And we said, okay, what are we going to do now? And so we said, let's do it all over again. So we started construction of the winery down in Oliver on the vineyard. And then we also launched Evolve Cellars. So Evolve in Summerland, we had a friend that had a vineyard there. And so we actually leased that property. And then we sold the half-built winery and the vineyard in Oliver. And because, as we like to say, it's called business for a reason, and everything's for sale at the right price. So we sold that, and then we said, okay, what are we going to do now? So we kind of looked at something, looked around, and arguably we had sold a vineyard that was one of the most awarded vineyards in the country. And if we weren't tied to that particular spot, we said, well, Oliver's a beautiful place and we love it, but it's still Oliver, 8 months of the year. So it's pretty quiet. And we live in Summerland. So to drive back and forth all winter long to sit in an office next to each other didn't make a whole lot of sense. So we said, let's go to where there's more people. So we decided we were going to open up an urban winery. So we started looking around for different properties in Penticton. And, this was in April of 2016. And we said, well, we have to be ready for vintage. So there's not a lot of time if we're going to do renovations or builds or whatnot. So that was one of our stipulations. And we probably should have clarified which vintage, because we were about a year and a half late in opening. So it was a bit of a challenge, but we ended up buying the old Penmar movie theater, and we transformed the winery that was originally built in 1955 the theater into our winery. So Theater 1 is our fermentation hall. Theater 2 is our barrel cellar. Theater 3 is a cellar. Theater 4 is phase 5 of our new chapter, and will be an exciting new venue. And then what we did is we took the projection rooms and the concession stand at the front of the building, ripped that off, and that was all new build. So it's tying in the old building from 1955 to the new winery building as well. So that's where we're located, is right downtown Penticton. And we've got a great chef and a full restaurant there. And then almost a year and a half ago, year and 4 months ago, I guess now, I actually sold the winery. So to Ron and Shelley Mayert, who are absolutely amazing people. And we're so excited to still be family owned and family run. And our whole team still continues on. And we've got some exciting new brands, some new products, some new renovations happening at the winery. We just bought a vineyard as well down in Osoyoos. So that's exciting. And District Wine Village. So we've got a lot of things happening. So it just really has continued with the legacy of moving forward and growing and expanding, but still being focused on producing the very best quality wines that we can. So that was it in a nutshell. Did I do that quickly enough? It's hard to
and I love it, because every time you tell the story, there's always a little new thing, and it's never the same script, because there's no script with you. It's all with heart and passion. So that's why I love to ask a question every time. But yes, no, it's exactly what I wanted our people to know. It's like since the beginning, since day one, your name, the family name was involved in the wine industry, and you guys have been, I would say, carrying the passion and the integrity. That's the word that I was looking for, because you guys always been in that industry with integrity and passion and authenticity. So, and now that's lead us today with Evolve and Kronos and Times and McWatters Collection, all that under the same umbrella with the new rebrand Times Family of Wine. I thought it was absolutely brilliant the way it was branded. And you guys wasn't it work for a while, or it was just something that like spontaneity? Like, I don't know.
We started it, when I sold the winery, we started having a conversation of, okay, we just need a little refresh, and we've gone through a fair bit after my dad had passed away, and our team has been amazing. And then then COVID hit as well, and like so many, it's like, okay, everybody's slugging it through and whatnot. And so we thought, this is a good time to kind of regroup, reassess, our packaging and whatnot. And so we started the process, I guess. It seems like a long time ago, but really only, I guess, about a year ago now. So, and then obviously we were a little bit delayed in launching some of the brands because of supply chain with glass and labels, and so really we're just getting ready to release. We just released the Kronos at the end of August. Yesterday, where are we again? See, I don't even know what day it is. On the 1st, we just released an exciting new wine as well.
Is it the new McWatters Brut that I saw coming out? That is so excited. I can't wait to taste that.
We're very excited about this. That's been our first traditional sparkling wine within our company. And anybody that knows us knows that sparkling is, as first comment was, sparkling is near and dear to our hearts, but definitely was for my dad as well. And this one's in particular very special to us because it was a 2017 vintage. And I'm going to cry here now. And it celebrated my dad's 50th vintage in the wine industry. So there's nobody that had worked in the Canadian wine industry longer than he has. So it was a celebration of his 50th vintage, as well as it is one of the last wines that he actually blended. So we're pretty excited to have it out in time for Christmas.
That is awesome. And so with Kronos came out this summer, and that's probably like it's one of our feature here at Carl Cellar. There you go. Big fan of the Chardonnay, big fan of the Sauvignon Blanc. So behind me, if I'm not mistaken, Kronos existed before, and Kronos came back to life. I didn't know that until Clay Martin, who is he's another Canadian wine enthusiast who has the taste buds, another taste group, but we share a lot of tasting notes together. And the first time that I tasted Kronos Sauvignon Blanc, he replied to me, I said, brand new. He's like, Carl, it's not brand new. And he sent me an old picture from 15 years ago. I was like, Whoa! So yeah, so I believe that Kronos is a rebirth of Kronos. So can you tell us a little bit more about what was behind the idea of bringing Kronos back to life?
I sure can. Yeah. So you're right. Our new brand is Kronos, and you're not wrong because it is new as a brand. So we kind of, as we went through the whole rebranding, we looked at whether just packaging and we looked at time, and we decided that really because we also have a brand called Time as well, and we thought and the reason for time, because I get asked that a lot, is why time. For us, wine is all about time and place. And when we were building the winery down in Oliver, that was the name that we came up with because really it was about the history of the vineyard. Because we'd planted it in 1993, we knew what the vineyard would give us finally. After 25 years, 20 some odd years, there was a lot of learning for sure when we first planted it. When we first planted it, nobody knew what could grow and the temperatures there. So we actually had, Pinot Noir originally planted there. Well, now, of course, everyone's like, why would you plant Pinot on Black Sea? Well, nobody knew that. So they know it because we did it. So
Yeah, exactly, right? It's so obvious now because you guys went through that.
Exactly. Yeah. And we did, we had some Gewürztraminer on that site as well, which again, you wouldn't. But at that time, the Sumac Ridge Gewürztraminer was the single largest selling Gewürztraminer in the country and VQA wine in the province. So we needed more grapes. Again, not the best site for it. So we learned these things. So time, because we knew what the land would give us by then. And the other reason for time is when we talk about wine, we're always referencing time in, how old are the vines? How long did you leave that on the skins? How long did you leave it in oak? How long did the malolactic fermentation take? How long will it age for?
How long is going to age, right? Exactly.
So there's always these references of time. And then as well, the experience. And wine is always better when shared with other people. So it's about time and place. Place being literally the vineyard, but also who you're enjoying it with. Is it a dinner party? Is it a virtual tasting like this? Is it, in your bathtub? I don't know. It is about that. So when we sold the vineyard and we started the construction of the winery in Penticton, we said, okay, oh no, do we need to create another brand now? And I'm like, oh my God, please no. I feel like we've just much time. We've launched Evolve. I'm like, I don't know. I have another one in me right now. And the more we started talking about it, it's like, no, because wine still is about time and place. It's not necessarily rooted as much in our explanation now as in that particular vineyard, but it is about sharing this experience. It's about that amazing dinner. It's about friendship and camaraderie and the hospitality. So it is about time and place. So all of our brands, we decided to change the name of the company to Time Family of Wines. And we will, moving forward, most likely not produce a brand called Time, but that's hence why we launched the Kronos. So we did have a single SKU before. It was a red blend. We only did it 1 year, actually, in 2013. And it was our super premium, high-end, small lot. We only made, 90 cases of it. But the reason it's called Kronos is the god of time. So it's still all about time and whatnot. We look at Evolve as well, and similar sort of story to why Evolve. And we look at the evolution of the wine industry. Having been in it for 50 years, there's been a lot of changes, obviously. Again, evolution and evolve, when we talk about the product itself, it goes from grapes, it's then processed, it's then fermented, it then ages. The wine and the vineyard are constantly evolving and changing, and they're dynamic. And then as human beings, hopefully we're always all trying to better ourselves and, move forward and evolve. So evolution and evolve have that sort of reference to time too. So that's why we named both Time and Kronos and Evolve.
And how do you position Kronos in the whole thing? Because Time will be, to me, when I look at the whole portfolio, Evolve become a little bit of the value brand.
Mhm.
where like it's the crowd pleaser, it's the wine you can pop on a Tuesday, it's the perfect sparkling for a bathtub on the Wednesday night when you want to relax. Times is more like when I took with me the fourth dimension in Niagara when I was in Niagara a month ago, and I shared that with a few winemaker and winery owner down in Niagara, and it was a whoa, oh my god.
Uh,
So that I had to tell you, it makes like people's eye popped. It was one of the star of the box that I brought with me of the BC wine.
aw.
But yeah, times for me it's more about the big, bold, uh varietal,
Mhm.
shining, and all. No, and that what's evolved, what's Kronos here brings to the table? What's the position?
Yeah, so no, you're totally right, Carl. With us for Evolve is meant to be very fresh, fruit forward, easy drinking, consumer friendly. People that like wine, drink a lot of wine, don't necessarily get caught up in the whole, hoopla of wine, but still amazing value, great wines that, they're award winning and whatnot. So Kronos is, yes, more complex, more intense flavors. We take the best fruit, and all of the varietals are 100% of the varietal. They're a little more concentrated flavor. They're a little more, I don't want to say serious wine, but really they are. And then what we've done, and I realize I don't have a bottle right here, but our McWatters collection. Before it was kind of a sort of a standalone. What we've done with the rebrand is actually bring it in under the Kronos tier, but
Okay.
it's the premium top tier of Kronos. So it's got the same little medallion on it. It's a gold medallion on it. So, and McWatters is the best of the best that we have. So we've always under McWatters only produced a Meritage, because my dad's very passionate about Meritage, being the first winery to have brought it to Canada, and a Chardonnay. And so this year we just added 2 new wines to that lineup, in that we've moved the white Meritage into the McWatters collection, and just this week released the McWatters Brut. So we now have the four under that tier. So
The four pillar. Yeah. So, and like, yeah, because that's exactly how I felt when I tasted the Kronos line. I felt the purity of the grape varietal. The Chardonnays was really Chardonnay.
yeah,
When you the Sauvignon Blanc, the Semillon, they were authentic. There was no doubt. There was a seriousness there, but it was more. But that's, I don't think serious is what I'm looking for. It's more authenticity of the grape. That's really what I and at a price point where it's not the entry level price point,
yeah.
it's not the top premium. It's just position yourself right down the middle, and yeah, that's my feeling when I tasted. I thought it was really like pinpoint grape varietal. And now you're continuing the same process. It's sourcing some of your with throughout the connection of growers to go source these specific type of grape across the valley, correct?
Yes, yeah. So as I mentioned, we just purchased a vineyard this past, actually it's just closing, but we did get the fruit off of it through this year. So we're really excited about that. We're growing there Merlot, Syrah, Petit Verdot, and a little bit of Grenache. So I'm very excited about that, because that's not a varietal
What?
I have ever worked with. So after 35 years in the BC wine industry, there aren't very many
Sorry,
varietals.
sorry, I'm hearing Grenache Rosé here. I'm hearing Grenache Rosé coming soon.
So we're pretty excited about that. But our other vineyards, yes, having been in the industry as long as we have, luckily we have some friends that grow grapes. So we do go out and source. We think some of the very best vineyards for the specific varietals. So right from Soyuz, so right from the border, right through to Kelowna. So right near the Kelowna airport actually is our most northern vineyard that we source. And it's really about finding, the best varietal and the best site. If we were to grow all of our own fruit, most likely we would not have all these little vineyards because that just doesn't make sense economically either, to be farming such small parcels all over the place. But it really allows us to find, this amazing Riesling from East Kelowna that's got that, Kelowna has just amazing minerality and that little
the flinty minerality that you don't get anywhere else, right?
No. So, that's perfect there. And, we source Syrah off of just outside of Okanagan Falls, but we use that for our rosé. So it's just got this amazing Syrah characteristics of the strawberry and the white pepper, and just beautiful characteristics without having to be, we're not making it for red, so it's not big and bold. So that's fantastic. And so really about, we do a lot of sparkling wine. Shocking. We now have 6 sparkling wines.
You build your own army of consumer,
And next year we just decided we'll have another new one, so we'll have 7 sparklings, just because.
Oh my God,
I love it so
you
much.
are relentless. You are relentless. That is fantastic. And well, that was kind of a funny for my segue here, because I'm with the family. We're at the district wine village. We're walking around. It's our first time visiting. It was like, I'd say 175 degrees out there. It was hot. The kids were like in the fountain, like splashing themselves. And here we go. My wife said, "Hey, it's Carolee. Oh, it's Christa-Lee." Like, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" And you are with the new owner introducing. And a couple weeks later, what do I hear throughout the grapevine? It's times now are settling out at the district wine village. I just thought it was fantastic that we saw you that day,
Yes,
visiting with and how's the transition? How's things shaping up down there for you guys?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I mean, unfortunately, our building, we weren't, well, actually, I think that was the end of August we saw you down there. So, I mean, it wasn't something we had planned necessarily. So we're very lucky on our timing and whatnot. So we didn't get to open until the end of October. So unfortunately, we missed the visitor season.
On a very rainy weekend.
Yes, exactly. You were there on opening day, and I'm like, okay, hang on. I'm not sure that this is an omen here. So
I know.
Rainy and cold and miserable.
It was Oktoberfest, right? And it's tried to set up the band, and it's like pouring out there. I even made a video out there, and like, oh my God, I know, it was awful.
But it's been fantastic. It's anybody that hasn't been there yet, I highly recommend it. It's a very cool concept in that we have, I think there's 13 of us. I know we're number 13 as a building. So, but we're all small wineries that are producing wines right there on site as well. And yeah, it's very exciting. This weekend we have our Christmas market, so Santa will be there tomorrow, which is very exciting.
You go.
Yeah, and the market. So there's lots of great events. Darcel, who's our manager for the district, has so many things planned for us. So, this weekend as well, we have live music, but there's, always music and markets and festivals. And it's really, really cool because you can go and taste so many. Everybody's got something different that that they focus on as far as portfolio and what they're doing. And, there's also a brewery and there's a distillery that'll be opening soon as well. So it's really kind of a cool one-stop shop. But what's also I love about it, when I first heard about the concept, I thought, is this going to take people away from visiting wine country? But it's not. It's the gateway. It's like a welcome center where you get information about, okay, what direction should I go in now? Like, should I go down to Osoyoos? Should I go to Okanagan Falls, Naramata Bench, Bottleneck Drive? Like, and it's because, yeah, you can do a number of them there, but it's really about that stepping stone to now coming and checking out everything else that we're all doing too, which is kind of fun.
And I think, to me, it represents so much the wine industry because it's a community. It's like everybody is all around each other, helping out each other. I just thought it was like such a fantastic concept. And now they're with phase 2 coming out, like with the Okanagan College. And now you're going to have student on site. Now it starts to make a lot of sense. Like to me, I just have goosebumps just talking about it. I'm like, we're getting there as a wine industry. That's what your dad was involved in since the beginning. We are getting mature enough and we have some entrepreneur, some amazing brain that to work together to build these kind of concepts. It is so exciting for the future.
Yes, I agree. It's yeah, it's exciting. It's something new and something different, and so far the response has been phenomenal. I mean, it just opened, soft opening through the summer, with sort of every week there seemed to be, or every 2 weeks, one of the new wineries as it would finish completion of building would open. So, you know, not all have been open yet, but we're excited about next summer and being officially open down there.
Absolutely, we're planning to do a lot of live shows down there next summer, definitely, because there's so much potential. Anyhow, I wanted to bring to you a little bit of the woman, the female here in the wine industry, because, well, run by you, with your sisters involved, and after that, your winemaker is a young, the female rock star in the making winemaker. So how's men survive at times family of wine in there?
Oh,
Then don't forget that Kimberly at the end of the marketing. You guys are a strong group of female. And tell me a little bit more about your team, because you guys are. It's so much fun working with you. So I want our people to know a little bit about the winemaker and the whole team that you guys have.
yeah, you know, I mean, I've worked with so many amazing people over the years in the wine industry, and some, you know, I can't list them all because the industry tends to, you know, breed amazing, hardworking, passionate people. So we like to surround ourselves with, you know, like tracks, hopefully, and we do. I think this is one of the best teams I've ever had the honor of working with. And as you mentioned, yes, we are something that's a little unique in the wine industry, which is unfortunate that it still is unique, is that our staff are 80% female. So for myself as general manager, but as you mentioned, Kimberly's our hospitality manager. Lindsay is our winemaker. She's just doing an absolutely phenomenal job. She's meticulous. She's detail oriented. She's everything you want a winemaker to be. Passionate, you know, attention to detail is crazy, which is exactly what we want. Our controller, our event coordinator, our guest services manager, my sister, who's our operations manager. So it wasn't by design, because I've always, over the years, you hire the best person for the job, and they just happen to be women at the moment in our team. So, which is, as I say, it's something that I think is pretty special, because it's not always been the case, and there has not been as many, especially in senior roles, females. So yeah,
That
I'm lucky.
it's
We work with some pretty special people. Now, that's also to say that we have an amazing, you know, male contingency as well.
yeah.
Our chef, AK, is
Oh, I
absolutely,
feel for these guys. I feel for these guys. That's for sure.
yeah, no, they're great. Luckily, yeah, everybody gets along. So
Hey, so now let's talk about the last couple of the two last national wine award. But not only the provincial. So that was the lieutenant governor, the BC lieutenant governor award. It was the Wine Line National Wine Award that you guys did fairly well in these two. And lucky enough, we put a whole package together with Carl Seller. And a couple weeks after, like the week after that we put all together, the results are coming in. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, so you guys did amazing. How does that feel to get, to get the recognition like that? Because it's hard work. It's a lot of small details. It's a big team to work. But when this comes up, these results were amazing.
yeah, we were really pleased at the Canadian Wine Line Awards. We won 17 medals and couldn't be happier. You know, our Cabernet Sauvignon won a gold medal, and it was rated one of the top 10 Cabernet Sauvignons in the province. So, you know, in my mind, I kind of go back to all those naysayers way back when we were planting Black Sage that said we can't grow cab here, and I'm like, well, you know what, we just made one of the top ones in the country, which I think is pretty cool. But as I say, yeah, these are, in that competition was the first competition, because a lot of competitions were on hold last year with COVID. So there was, you know, it's been a while since we've even, number one, people have gotten together to be able to judge, but that we've even been able to enter competitions. So we were really excited with not only the new wines, the new brands. These were the first ones that were Lindsay's on her own for us. And I think she's done phenomenally well. And we're very excited about the results. So
that's awesome. That is great. 17 medals in one hole. So well done. And like that's what like we have like a bunch here in our offer. And personally, you know what? Like you mentioned, like the Riesling, like it's Kelowna Riesling. The Chardonnay as such, like one of my favorite. I really like the purity of that Chardonnay. So that's what we have on offer with Carl Celler. It's on the spotlight tonight, and like until the end of Christmas season. So mostly for Canadian, for a white lover, because we have the 4 Kronos white, but also on the Evolve side, we have the beautiful Memento. So the Memento is a cool red blend that personally, like I mentioned at the beginning, that's what I'm tasting tonight. It's just like the approachability of the and it speaks for the whole Evolve brand. And yeah, that's what we have on feature. So Christa-Lee, thank you so very much for spending time with me tonight, for being so generous of your information and of the whole story behind the family. Thank you so much.
well, thank you, Carl. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you and see you.
I would like to wish you and your team and the family a happy holidays, because I think that's where we're at now. I think for the next couple of weeks, that's the greetings.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Merry Christmas. We're probably going to see each other before Christmas, but
yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks again for your amazing partnership and for your time.
And to you as well. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
There you go. So Christa-Lee McWatters here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm like, now what do I do here? No.
There you go. Both just remove. There you go. Oh wow. Such an amazing pleasure to chat with that lady every time that I have that conversation with Christa-Lee. It just makes me feel like alive again, and like not only alive, but like seeing, like just connecting the past of our wine industry and the future, because there's so much potential. What we're doing is so motivating to wake up every day to see the potential of our industry. And if we're here today, it's because of what Christa-Lee's family and these pioneers in our industry did 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. It was Harry McWatters bringing the Meritage concept here in Canada, making the first Meritage, about like all of these first that this family brought to our industry, and Carly just carrying the flame and just keep pushing and keep evolving. Haha, evolve, you get it? But the whole thing. So yeah, every time I hear the story and I have the chance to spend time with her, just make me feel like I want to do more and I want to push more. So yeah, Carl Celler. Now we're on day 9 of our spotlight. It's been like so amazing to connect with all of these people, all of these owner, winemaker, people involved with their own business, sitting with us and chatting about their evolution, chatting about the progress of their own business, chatting about the future. So it's been an amazing 12 days, or not done yet, but like we have more to come. But it's been just so gratifying to be in the middle of that. So thanks to all of you who have been tuning in. I want to say hi to Daryl. Daryl has been with us almost every night this week. No, every night since we've started like 10 days ago. And Daryl's drinking tonight Spearhead 2019, the Coyote Vineyard. So that tells me that you probably got your order from Spearhead, or no, you already had some probably. Because, yeah, anyhow, glad to hear that you got the 19 Coyote Vineyard Pinot Noir. So, yeah, tomorrow, it's called the National Cabernet Franc Day tomorrow. So we're on for a varietal marathon. Going to be on starting at 3 p.m. Pacific. We're going to taste not as many as we were expecting because shipment has not made it on time. No, the big box from Ontario got stuck somewhere. Curator lost the box. We're supposed to be here yesterday. Nothing. Today, nothing. And the tomorrow is the event. Things that I have a pretty big wine wall behind me. Things that I have some stuff tucked in the cellar, always in case of emergency. So I have enough. Let's say 15 to 20 different Cab Franc from across the country. But I had a bunch of tank samples and some real cool stuff in that box coming from Niagara that we paid triple the price to have it air freight and didn't make it. I am pissed off. Yeah, I'm so pissed. But what are you going to do? I tried to call Purolator today, and you know what? I don't have enough time in my day to sit on hold to wait that someone picked up the phone and say, yeah, we're going to transfer you to a manager. Sorry, he's not available right now. Can he call you back? Guess what? Guess what? Do you think that I got a call back from Purolator? Didn't. Guess what? Tomorrow it's the Cab Franc Day. No, Marcel, it didn't fucking made it. Yeah. Pay triple the price to get that box air freight. Didn't made it. Anyhow. So thanks everyone for listening because I need it. And Mira told me don't go live and go on a rant and swear and made a big deal about it. I said, no, I won't. I won't. Sorry. So yeah, change the date. I could, yeah. So Cabernet Franc Day, Marcel, I'm going to do 2 of them. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I'm going to do another one on Tuesday night. Unless, maybe not making it until, I don't know. It's stuck in Edmonton. The box arrived in Edmonton Wednesday during the night. And it's still in Edmonton. It hasn't moved from Edmonton. Yeah. And you know what they're saying? Stuck due to natural disaster. You know what? Go fuck your ass. You know why? Because the natural disaster is on the other side. In Burnaby, on the mainland. Can't use that as an excuse. Bunch of good sucker. Yeah. Anyway. Pissed off here. Things that I had Christa-Lee McWatters with me earlier to bring all of these nice stories to keep me calm. Yeah. The world that we live in. No accountability, for God's sake. You pay extra, triple the price to make sure you get something that you need. Someone is a natural disaster. You got that right, my man. You got them darn right, Marcel. Someone is a natural disaster on that freaking business. And what you going to do? Never going to use Purolator again? Same old with all of the other company. They hold you by the balls. There's nothing else I can do but just, okay, roll with the punch. And I guess we had some cool stuff. Some really cool stuff coming in. Marcel went out of his way to get some tank samples. He went out to get some of small producer that put some cool bottles so we could taste side by side. The best of our country. The best of our country, because you know what? Cab Franc has so many different styles that we can put together side by side and just I was so I was so excited. But you know what? We still have a bunch. We still have a bunch, but it's not going to be the same. Guess what, Ken? Yes, I'm calm. I'm really calm right now. I'm holding myself. Yes, because if I was really mad, you don't want to see that. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, it is what it is. Like again, like Marcel's thing, the logistic mafia. What else can I do? Try to call. Okay, well, let's call. Let's complain. Hey, I need my package now. I paid for it. Duh. Nothing else that I can do. So they hold me by the balls and nothing else that I can do. So it is what it is. We're going to have a great show, though. We're going to have a like lost. And Marcel, I invite you to join me like we were expected. And let's rant together, okay? Let's do it together tomorrow night. Let's get pissed off and let's yell at the shipping mafia together live. It'll be fun. Oh man. So what Daryl is saying, a lack of Bellaterra, Chardonnay, Fumé Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc Wine Club is a real disaster. There you go. Okay, Daryl. Oh, so I have in my glass here, and there's something that I want to talk about. Is that little cool red blend here, Merlot, Cap Franc, and Syrah. Merlot, Cap Franc, Syrah. $23 or so. This is a real gem. 91 points in my book. It's smooth, it's spicy, it's ripe fruit, it's everything crowd pleaser. You know when we talk about like these wines on the market where you have like, whenever you buy it, it's going to be like, and no one will be disappointed. That's what I'm talking about. Well priced, well structured, well priced. I'm just reading the comments at the same time. Our son has been selling out his art 2 nights in a row, and now Mira's doing business. Lightning Rock Winery there. She will report on finding. Amazing. There you go. Lightning Rock out of Summerland, BC. They make amazing sparkling wine. Amazing sparkling wine. So I bet that after tonight, Mira's going to have an offer in her back pocket for early 2022, because that's where we're at now. We are at the level where we're building the lineup for 2022. One more offer in the pipeline here with Carl's Wine Club for 2021. On Monday, Big Dog, the big dog out of Niagara. We're doing Ice Cellar on Monday, Capsol, Syrah, Bordeaux Blend. We also do their Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Sauvignon Blanc. And awesome. And couple Magnums as well. We're going to have the Magnum as a... so, yeah. So excited for Monday. I have to get into the tasting note tomorrow. Yeah, so woohoo, big weekend, Cap Franc weekend, Ice Cellar tasting note. Oh my God, does not stop. So no, it's so exciting. Daryl said there's not enough of Bellaterra wine. Daryl, you know what? I have to tell you something that all of like, if I have to give a medal when each and every year to my surprise winery of the year, there's no doubt after all the connection that I made with Marcel and all the great work that that we've done together, hands down, my surprise of the year goes to Pondview Bellaterra, with first and foremost the price point. When you look at like what they do with the Chardonnay, surely their lineup is so well priced, and the wine, I don't think I have tasted any bad wines from that. No, I definitely did not. And so yeah, I'm with you, Daryl. I know that you're a wine club member there. The lineup is just absolutely spectacular. And I want to tell everyone who's listening to me that Marcel and I are talking about an offer for early 2022 because their portfolio is evolving all the time. They always have some new stuff, some new release. So yeah, we're gonna have something coming up. I think probably mid-February with them. Just need to set a date. We had some cool concept though, maybe a mix pack with different wineries. But I also want to put a Pound View Bellaterra pack also. So yeah. So for Pound View Bellaterra fan, stick with us. There's going to be something new coming with Carl's Wine Club, definitely. In the meantime, if you like what they do, you know what spreads the winemaker, the style of bread that he made. We have Carl's Wine Club wine. Who was made? Where is the bottle? Because I have a case here. Oh, be back. Here. So for people who don't know, here, that's made at Bellaterra by Fred, the winemaker. This is ours. There's another, probably half of our production, of our 100 cases production is gone already. And there's another 50 cases kicking around. So if you guys need to stock up for Christmas season, guess what? Great timing. Free shipping for 12 bottles, $27 a bottle. This is a fun wine. From what I'm hearing by the members, a 90 points, 89, 90. Some people say, oh, no, it's definitely a 91. So well received by pretty much every members. Smooth, soft, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, or Merlot dominant, Cab Franc, Cab Sauv. So another partnership with Bellaterra that we've been developing through the last year. So this is part of Carl's Cellar. So if you go on carlcellar.com, there is 11 different wineries at the moment offering different packages. Some of them are still offering the Black Friday shipping deal until the end of this weekend, like Tender Hope, free shipping, like Hillside, free shipping for 12 bottles, Spearhead, free shipping for 12 bottles. Some of the others are like highly discounted shipping price. But some people, like, for some wineries like Westcott, they put together like 3 packs of Chardonnays, 3 pack of Terroir Pinot Noir. So there's pretty cool stuff. Some small producer like 2027 Cellars. If you don't know them, they're very small, terroir-oriented. Producer Kevin is an absolute gem. He's going to be with me tomorrow night live, chatting about Cap Franc. Thanks God that I have a few of his bottles here, so you can make it to an interesting conversation. Because if I was waiting for Puro later, I would be fucked because I don't have my. Sorry, excuse my language. I shouldn't swear like that. But yeah, tomorrow, Kevin. So just like so many different, like 11. There's a lot of option in there. Christa-Lee McWatters, Evolve Cellar. Kronos, all of these wines are part of Carl's Cellar on their Times Family of Wine page. It was like, oh, Siren's Call. Our friend Mark Simpson at Siren's Call has a pretty unique, it has 2 packs that he's featuring right now. The Discover the Mermaid was a brand new release mixed with some library release of a Syrah Cabernet, a Syrah Malbec Reserve, Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve, never hit the market before. Is Harmonious 2017, who's gold medalist at the last Lieutenant Governor Award. So a top-notch pack, Discover the Mermaid, and they also has a vertical pack. 3-bottle vertical of Petit Verdot and 3-bottle vertical of Viognier. So some cool stuff on Carl's Cellar right now. So head down to carlsutter.com. Take a look at what we have there. It's pretty cool. The first one, the first marketplace online under the same banner where you can find lots of different options. So it's pretty cool. We're having fun doing that. So tonight the spotlight was on Times Family of Wine. We hosted Christa-Lee McWatters, general manager at Times Family of Wine, former owner, been in the wine industry all of her life, daughter of Harry McWatters, the late Harry McWatters, father of the BC wine industry. So yeah, I think that's it for me, because my son is a pretty good entrepreneur, sell out of his stuff pretty quickly. His second day, I think he made over like $500 in the last 2 nights sending little cards. That's pretty cool. He's 7 years old, so pretty cool. What so they're sold out, so I think I have to drive back to Summerland to go pick them up. And yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll be stuck with me for 5 darn hours. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to taste a lot of wine. We're going to talk Cabernet Franc. I have to go. If anyone has some suggestion of international Cabernet Franc that I should get, or from some region of around the world of Cab Franc, send me a quick note on Facebook. Tell me, because I'm going to go shopping tomorrow afternoon for international Cabernet Franc to put in my lineup so we can taste side by side. Some cool stuff that I swung by this afternoon. I had a sample from Riverstone Cabernet Franc of Oliver, BC. Really cool winery, Riverstone, big fan. Also Moraine Winery out of the Naramata Bench was just named like in the top 5 small winery of the year this year. I think they brought back something like 15 medals from the last National Wine Championship. So a very small little gem of the Naramata Bench. He just bottled this new Cab Franc. I swung by this morning. I got a sample. So we're going to taste some pretty cool stuff. I have, just looking here at the table, Hillside from the Bench as well. I have Desert Hills from Oliver. What else? Oh, Megalomaniac from Ontario. I think I have like something like 15. I have another bottle of Mary Nesson that we're going to talk to, a Platinum. So we got some cool stuff going on. Calm the Frank down is going to be part of it, because I'm not going to have the regular Cab Franc. But anyhow, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be on chatting Cab Franc. Okay? So, Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, thank you guys for tuning in again tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow for a Cabernet Franc conversation. Have a good night.